Hello everyone, good afternoon. So we are into the 8th class of Science and Technology, and as I have discussed in the last class, nuclear science and technology, and I have already covered topics of nuclear science and technology, and I have said that whatever the new development happens in the takes place in current aspect, you have to go through it, or you have to visit the website of BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and there you have to see what are the latest development, right, from the side of India and Indian scientists in the field of nuclear science and technology. Now, since nuclear science and technology is a very strategic area, right? It's a very strategic area and is linked with national security. So it becomes a very important topic not only from science and technology, but as well as other areas of general studies, right, which you can connect with the topic from the nuclear technology point of view. Now, today's class, I will go into areas of defense. We'll be covering the topics on defense. At the same time, the renewable forms of energy. We'll be going to the renewable forms of energy also we'll be discussing in the classroom there, right? And as I say every class, that whatever I am covering on the whiteboard, treat it as a class note and kindly copy it down, right? I hope that you all are right now with your note copy, paper, pen, and you are jotting down the points. Whatever points I will discuss in the classroom, you are going to jot it down, right? And as I am saying again and again, that you have to connect with current aspect with the monthly current affairs document, which you get every month, right, from the Vision IAS, monthly current affairs magazine, and the monthly current affairs based on the magazine, the class discussion on that, right? At the same time, before prelims exam, Vision IAS will provide you PT 365, right? That is the entire 1 year current aspect. Now in PT 365, you have a dedicated science and technology document which covers the defense development, right? All the latest current aspect on defense development, right, nuclear technology, you will find in the PT 365 document and its related classroom, right, classes which will be conducted by the faculty, right? So that you have to always connect with that you have to always relate with that, right? I as a teacher in the regular foundation batch, teach you the basic concept, fundamental terms, keywords, understanding part, but then again you have to connect with the current aspect, right? This part I have been telling you from day one only, right? So there is a question, one student has asked a question that Ipsit Pandey has asked a question that, can it be said that the nuclear reactors that use same thing as coolant and moderator are more safe since a disaster like Fukushima won't take place? That is, coolant supply had stopped by Ipsit Pandey. Very good. Good. Very good. Ipsit Pandey has brought about a very important aspect. If you see the types of reactors worldwide, right, boiling water reactor, which has a separate component for moderator and separate for coolant, right? Particularly in the boiling water reactor, you are boiling water directly into steam, and the same water is acting as a coolant, normal water, right? Ordinary light water is acting as a coolant, and that water gains heat and convert into steam. Fukushima disaster in Japan, there were 4 nuclear reactors. They were boiling water reactors, right? They were having separate coolant and the moderator part. And what happened during the time of earthquake and tsunami, which you all know that in the month of March 2011, 10 years back, right? The tragedy which struck Japan, right? Earthquake and tsunami waves. What happened that the generator which was pumping the coolant as a normal water inside the Daiichi nuclear power plant, that coolant supply failed, right? Coolant supply failed, but it takes time for the core of the reactor where nuclear reactions are carried on continuously, the chain reaction which is going on. It takes time to stop the chain reaction by controller rods and to cool down. So what happened, as coolant supply failed, right, but the reaction kept on going on, high heat energy, and it resulted into melt down. What it resulted? It resulted into meltdown, explosion, and the radiation leak out to the environment, right? So that is what the tragedy which struck Fukushima in the year 2011. You are right, Ipsit Pandey, you are very right that if you are having a single loop, single cycle where you are using moderator like heavy water, deuterium oxide, and the same heavy water, deuterium oxide, which moderate the reactions, which slow down the neutrons, also help in the cooling part of it. It also help as a coolant. Like for example, pressurized heavy water reactor, PHWR, where the heavy water, both as moderator and coolant, is passed inside the reactor under pressure, which raises the boiling point. Right, the boiling point becomes higher, and superheated this heavy water, right, which absorb the heat from the core, transfer the heat to a steam generation chamber outside the core, where the normal water gets the heat and convert into steam, and that steam pass to the turbine generator to produce electricity. Correct? Ipsit Pandey, you are right. You are very right. Right? And good that you have brought this particular point. You are very correct. All right. Yes, having moderator coolant together, that has an added advantage in terms of safety feature. Right? Safety aspects, safety features, it has advantage. You are right. All right. So now let me start with the topic here. We'll go into the part one by one, and we'll go into the every aspect on that. So let us go to the defense topic. We'll be now discussing about defense technology. Once we are done with the defense technology, then we'll go to the renewable forms of energy, like solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy. Right? We'll be learning about those non-conventional forms of energy. Right? And it's very, very important from environmental perspective, at the same time economic perspective, about learning renewable energy, right, the technical aspect, which I will teach in the classroom there. All right. Fukushima as a nuclear accident, right, which is an eye-opener. Before that, there have been other accidents as well. 1986, presently the country is called Ukraine. At that time it was within USSR, that is Soviet Union. So Ukraine, present day Ukraine, there Chernobyl disaster took place. In Chernobyl disaster, actually the problem was with the graphite. At that time graphite, G-R-A-P-H-I-T. You all know that graphite is a form of carbon, right? Graphite is a form of carbon, is a soft form of carbon, right? Graphite was used as a controller and a part of moderator. And what happened? Because of the failure in the moderation part, it generated very high number of neutrons and very high amount of heat generation. The reaction became uncontrolled. In case of Chernobyl disaster, the reaction went uncontrolled and then it exploded. If we go back in the USA, United States of America, 3 Miles Island, right? There was an explosion, there was an accident. Where we are talking about? USA, right? So it is not that nuclear accident is something new, and it is not that only Fukushima. There have been number of such nuclear spillover, nuclear accidents in the past, right? 3 Miles Island, Chernobyl disaster, all are these examples, correct? So let us go to the defense part of it. We'll be covering that part of it, and Mike. I think Mike is all right. Mike is all right. One student is saying that Tushar Goyal, please once check the mic. I think maybe Tushar, you may check network at your end. Maybe at network at your end, the voice may be there. But here in the classroom, I think mic is working well. There is no problem there. All right. In case you face problem, please again raise the query. We will address that. Right. In case there is again problem with the mic part, please raise the query. Then I'll get to know that. Let me ask that. Is it okay? Mic is okay? You all are able to hear me? Whatever I'm teaching in the classroom? Are you able to hear me? Is it clear? Is there any kind of technical problem? There is bubbling in sound. Network is fine at your end. Okay. Okay, Tushar is saying that, but the technical team just went inside to check. The technical team is saying that it's all right. Right? It's all right. What is saying is all right. I don't know. Tushar is raising the part, but I think others are saying yes, it is okay. Technical team has also checked now. The person has gone inside. Then they have checked that is all perfect. So in case whatever may be that, you can raise that part. All right. So anyway, I've got the information that earlier the voice was cracking and voice was low. All right, all right. But now it is, I think, now it is perfect there. Now it's fine. Tushar, is it fine? Tushar, now are you able to hear me? Is it okay? Tushar Goel, is it okay at your end? The voice, sound, volume, everything? Okay, all right. Thank you everyone to point out. See, anytime you have some problem, technical problem, I am able to see your chat box. So don't worry, right? I will take care, right? If you have that, please raise the concern. I will be able to address that. All right. So don't worry. You all are very cooperative students, and really I admire you that you all are live, right? You all are attending the classes live. That's a big thing. During the time of COVID-19, right? Many people are not, but you are there on the live platform. It is a shows the motivation at your end. Okay, how motivated you are, right? So not a problem there. Okay, so there is one request from a student that provide handouts of nuclear science and technology. I have already done that, I think so. Previous class I had given you the handout. If you just check it out there, I have already given a handout on nuclear power sector and all this one. You can check it out there. I have already provided that. And rest of things I have discussed on the whiteboard. I had given you the handout on Department of Atomic Energy Facilities, right? And I think I have discussed the handout with the, on my iPad with the marker. There is a request from Taruna. Taruna, just check your login page of the previous class. I think I have provided one handout, and there I have discussed with the marker also there. Correct. Anyway, not a problem there, and just check it out. If you don't have, then please let me know that. Okay, nuclear reactor from where slow neutron comes for uranium-235 to go in the fission reaction. Actually, when we start the reaction, we pass a neutron beam from outside. Let's say when we put the fuel rod, when we insert fuel rod inside the core of the reactor, at that time there is no neutron, right? So we pass the neutron from outside. We have a accelerator. There's something called accelerator, right? Particle accelerator, which can pass electron, proton, neutron, right? It can create a beam of neutron, right? Beam of electron, beam of proton. So what we do initially, when we load the fuel rod assembly inside the core of the reactor, we initiate the reaction by passing a neutron beam from outside. And for that purpose, we use accelerator, particle accelerator, which from where we bombard with neutron. And once the neutron gets captured by uranium-235, it generates furthermore neutrons, which we control with the control rod plus moderator to make it a sustained nuclear reaction, sustained nuclear chain reaction, what we call as criticality. we say that the nuclear reactor has attained criticality. The word criticality is used, right? What is the meaning of criticality? That the nuclear reactor has now sustained nuclear fission chain reaction. So initially pass a neutron from outside, and once the reaction starts, it further generates neutrons. I think I have discussed this part. Yogendra is asking this question. I think I have already discussed this part in the classroom. Maybe Yogendra, I don't know whether you were in that classroom or not, I'm not aware of that. But I think initially when I was discussing about the nuclear reactor technology, right, so I think we have covered that. Right? Uranium-235 captures the neutron, slow neutron, and then it becomes unstable and breaks down into barium krypton, and it generates further more neutrons, 3 more neutrons, which are fast neutrons. And those fast neutrons are slowed down with the help of moderator. Right? But initially we send the neutron beam from outside. Correct? All right. So no doubt now. Shall we go to the defense topic? All right. So let us start with the defense technology there. See, defense science and technology. You have to understand from 2 aspects there. One is that the questions in the examination. If you look at the questions which are asked in the examination about defense technology, you have first from the DRDO development, Defense Research Development Organization, the development part of it, whatever the development has been there from missile technology or aeronautics or avionics, electronic warfare, radar, sonar, whatever the new development has taken place, right? Based on that. Second, you'll get the question from current development, current aspect, and you have to connect this one with the PIB, Press Information Bureau, where you have year-end review. You have year-end review of Ministry of Defense. And within the Ministry of Defense, year-end review or year-end achievement in the PIB, Press Information Bureau, you get the current aspect with respect to DRDO. You'll get from that point of view, right? Like for example, in 2014, in prelims exam 2014, UPSC asked question on Agni 4. There was a question on Agni 4 missile. Right? Agni 4 missile was asked. PT 2016, right? There was a question about INS Astra Dharni. INS Astra Dharni is basically a torpedo launch and recovery vessel. Agni series of missiles are ballistic missile, right? Right from the intermediate range ballistic missile IRBM to long range ballistic missile LRBM, and Agni 5 is ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile. So here in this context, Agni 4 missile, surface to surface ballistic missile, which work with solid propellant, right, with a range of 4,000 kilometers. That was asked in 2014 exam. 2016 INS Astra Dharni was asked. What is INS Astra Dharni? Is a ship, warship, torpedo launch. Torpedo is a weapon which goes underwater, under the sea and ocean, and can destroy battlefield, like particularly the navy, the naval ship, warship. At the same time, it can also destroy submarine, undersea submarine also there, right? So INS Astra Dharni, right, is a torpedo launch and recovery vessel. It was in the current news in the year 2015. So UPSC asked in the exam 2016. Then PT 2018. PT 2018, you know that, North Korea, Kim Jong-un, right? Kim Jong-un, that is the dictator of the North Korea. So there was a problem with respect to the North Korea and particularly Kim Jong-un and America. The earlier president, Donald Trump, and Kim Jong-un, the tussle between the US and the North Korea. So there was a fear that North Korea might attack South Korea, right? North Korea might attack South Korea. So America offered to give South Korea third missile. Third missile system. What is third missile? What is third? Third stand for T stand for terminal, H high, A altitude, A air, defense. Terminal high altitude advanced air defense system. What is THAAD? THAAD is basically interception system. It can intercept incoming missile, right, in the atmosphere, and the anti-ballistic missile, ABM, can go and hit the enemy missile in the air. That's what America used THAAD. And that was in the news. UPSC asked a direct question that THAAD missile seen in the news is in what context? A, B, C, D. So that was in context of North Korea and the US part, right? So this is how you will find 2014, 16, 18. With 2 years gap, the question has been there. 2020, you don't have any question on defense, right? 2020, you don't have a question on defense. Can you see the trend here? 2014, there was a gap of 2015. 2016, the question came, again a gap of 1 year, 2018. And UPSC is very, very chalak. UPSC is very, very smart. The UPSC knew that now the students may be preparing very, very hard on the defense topic. So what UPSC did in 2020 exam, last year exam, no defense question was there. Now what will happen? I have seen most of coaching institutes, most of the websites, most of the study material, they follow last year questions. This is a reality. I'm just sharing this reality. So what happens, most of the coaching institutes, most of the websites, wherever you go for current aspect and all, they cover based on the previous year questions, right? Now what you will find, since last year, there was no defense question. There was no defense question, right? So the current affairs material will neglect it. Now see the how UPSC play the trick, right? I'm giving you how the UPSC do the kind of research and set the question. So 2020 there was no question on defense. So most of the study materials, most of the current aspect, they will neglect defense topic. अरे वो तो आया नहीं 2020 में तो डिफेंस का क्वेश्चन आया नहीं, no need to study, right? 2020 there was no question on defense, just leave that. And you know that जोर का झटका right? जोर का झटका, that in 2021, and I am very sure most of you are going to appear in 2021 exam. पता चला कि exam hall, in the exam hall you have a question on defense technology. UPSC is very uncertain exam, right? UPSC is very, very uncertain exam. Then in the exam hall, right? वो गाना याद है ना, that song? ये क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, कब हुआ, right? So in the exam hall, with the question paper, oh my God, this is a question on defense. This is what happens. I have found most of the students, they only see the previous year question papers. They will go through the topics which have been asked in the exam. Topics which have been asked in the exam. They'll prepare according to that. But UPSC is very smart. UPSC question setter, they're very, very experienced person. 25, 30 years of experience. Their hairs and all are grey, right? They know where to put the question. And in the exam hall, when you go there, all the questions are new, right? So that's what I'm trying to make you understand. No topic is less important, no topic is very important. You have to bring a balance, correct? So defense topic, if you see the trend, I've just given you idea of trend of that, but it does not mean that 2020 there is no question. It does not mean that 2021 UPSC cannot ask. You have to do your homework. You have to be prepared at every level. Whether question comes or is not asked. Question is asked in the exam or not asked, but you have to do it, correct? So that's what a defense topic becomes very, very important in all the context. So you have to connect from the PIB year-end review, right? You have to connect from the achievement part of it. Let's take the example here. Let's I'll take you to that. It will come to your screen there. Let's say, for example, PIB, Press Information Bureau. I am writing year-end achievement. I'm just typing here, year-end achievements of Ministry of Defense, because DRDO comes under the Ministry of Defense. So let's say I'm writing here 2019. Let's say, for example, let's say 2019. Just for example, 2019. You can look at 2020 also there, right? Now look at here. This is. I think it will come to your screen there. Now this is the year-end review. Can you see now? it has come to that. Year-end review, Ministry of Defense. I'm going 2 years back. I'm going 2 years back, 2019. But you have to look into 2020 as well. At least 2 years of window. Current aspect, you have to look at the 2 years window time frame. Right? Now look at here, see. You'll find all such development there, right? Bilateral defense cooperation. Then you'll find here Indian Army, right? Indian Army, Indian Navy, right? Commissioning and decommissioning. Then you'll find here launching construction of ships and submarines, right? Imphal, that name of the Vishakhapatnam class, right? P-17A frigate Nilgiri was launched at MDL Mumbai, Majgaon Dock Limited, Mumbai on September 28th, right? Now look at here, overseas deployment, OSD, naval operations activities, coastal security and anti-piracy operations, then Indian Air Force, right, like Rafale, Dassault Rafale, 36 Dassault Rafale, right, now see here, Rafale aircraft, Dassault Rafale, right, which we have purchased from France, we have got from France, then Sukhoi 30 MKI from Russia, then you have Apache helicopter from USA, then you can see Chinook heavy lift helicopter, again from the USA, right? Then Astra beyond visual range air-to-air missile. Then you have integration of BrahMos cruise missile, air-to-surface missile on Sukhoi 30 MKI. All the development you find, induction of fight inspection system aircraft, Dornier 228, upgrades, Mirage 2000, which we have bought from France. Then MiG-29 from Russia. You have Jaguar there, right? UK and Germany bought. Make in India project, AWACS, airborne early warning and control system, right? Where the indigenous successful developed there, right? Integrated air command and control system, international exercise, right? You have all things given there. You also have DRDO also there. You will find, let's say here, just I will go and see here, DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. Indian Air Force conducts 5 trials of air-to-air missile Astra, which is launched by fighter craft, can destroy other fighter craft, right? Aerial target. LCA Navy makes arrested landing. Where we use the LCA Navy, light combat aircraft Tejas for Indian Navy, we are going to use on very important aircraft carrier what India has got. It is called INS Vikramaditya. INS Vikramaditya, which we purchased from Russia. The original name of this aircraft carrier is Admiral Goshkov, which we have renamed as INS Vikramaditya. You have a dock where fighter plane can take off and land. What is arrested landing? Because given the length of that runway on the aircraft carrier, you have to, after landing, the fighter craft has to stop. That is what called arrested landing. That trial was a low weight fire and forget man portable anti-tank guided missile, SANT, right? Anti-tank guided missile which can destroy the battlefield tank. Then see DRDO hands over second indigenous AWACS airborne early warning control system. Quick reaction missile QR-SAM surface to air missiles. Then India neutralized live satellite in low earth orbit. We have discussed in the space science and technology, right? That DRDO used the anti-satellite weapon ASAT to destroy a small satellite. Final operational clearance of LCA Tejas Mk1 for Indian Air Force. DRDO's igniter complex at HEMRL Pune. Successful launch of 2 BrahMos missile from land and air platforms. All this is given. Successful flight test of 2 Pinaka missile, Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launcher Pinaka. Then quick reaction surface to air missile. You will find in the PIB year-end review. Why I am taking time now to give you this idea? See, once I am done with my topics, and then later on when you have to read yourself, you have to study yourself, you have to prepare yourself, then you know that where UPSC can ask question. And again, always focus on unknown area. Wherever the gray area is there, where the question has not been asked, unknown topics, right? Over the last 10 years exam, wherever the question has not been asked, you have to focus on that. Right? Those topics may be important. Let's say Agni missile was asked in 2014. It does not mean that the students should ratify, memorize all the list of missiles. And this is what the students do. When 2014 Agni 4 missile was asked, then what happened? All the students preparing that year started going through all missiles. All current affairs filled with missiles. And what happened in 2015? No question on missile. Jor ka jhatka, right? No question on missile. Right? So you should be careful. You should be careful to look into all such topics where possibly UPSC can ask question. Right? You should not, just this topic has been asked in the exam, so now let's do the entire PhD on that particular topic. Right? That's what I'm trying my level best to provide you this kind of input so that you are aware how to go about with the subject of science and technology. Correct? So is it clear here? So you have to go into that part. Annual PIB, just 2 years. You have to go for 2 years annual PIB. That gives you, more safety net. You are more safe. You are more safer at your side, right? So don't think that only 1 year current affairs. Please make sure PIB is very, very important and take a window of 2 years. As I said, 2019, 2020. You will be more safe in the exam, right? UPSC is very, very smart. You have to be very, very carefully prepared for the exam. Anyway, I'll now come to the topic. I have given you the overview and the idea. Now let's start with the defense technology. So we'll first learn about Defense Research and Development Organization. The R&D organization which has been formed to develop, right, all latest technology. Let's learn about DRDO. And then we'll go to each and every topic one by one. So DRDO, as I have already said in the very first class, so as a R&D organization, it was established in 1958, right, to develop defense technology and support the military, right, with the latest cutting edge technologies, right. So develop defense technologies and support military with the, and support, right, Indian military what is military here means? Army, Air Force, Navy, right, with cutting edge technology, the advanced technology, right, cutting edge technology is there. Right, and it is known for various areas. So what are the areas where DRDO is involved with that? If you look at the R&D, research and development, one is the missile, various type of missile technology, right? Then comes here aeronautics and avionics. What do you mean by avionics? Design of a helicopter, design of a fighter craft, right? Design of an unmanned aerial vehicle, drone. So that avionics comes into that. So it conducts research into aeronautical engineering and avionics. And we have a public sector company which you all are aware, HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, right? Apart from avionics and all, then various type of naval systems. To support Indian Navy, various types of naval systems there, right? So various type of naval systems, you know that, ship, warship, submarines, right? Like you know that INS Arihant, the nuclear powered submarine, right, Arighat. So various type of submarines, various type of warship, torpedoes, sonar, advanced sonar, sound navigation ranging system. Again, that come from naval platforms and systems. That's where the R&D, research and development comes into that, right? Right. Then apart from that, it is also involved with electronic warfare. How we use electronic system like sensors, advanced sensors to sense the environment, guide the missile to the target, right? Seeker, it can seek radiation. How we can intercept signals, how we can do the jamming of the signals, right? All this comes into electronics warfare. That is a very advanced area. Apart from that, now DRDO is also into the robotics. DRDO is now also working in the field of robotics. We will see in the classroom what area of robotics DRDO is involved. DRDO has a lab in Bangalore. In Bangalore, there it has a lab called CAIR, Center for Artificial Intelligence, AI, and Robotics. And such kind of system which can be semi-autonomous or automated, like a remotely operated vehicle, ROV, right, which can be controlled from a distance. And DRDO has developed one, what is called as Daksh. Daksh, that is a ROV, which can diffuse bomb up to a distance of 500 meters. We'll see in the classroom there. So robotics, it is also involved in the field of robotics. Then apart from that, advanced computing, supercomputers and all, right? DRDO has its own kind of setup where it has advanced supercomputers for carrying out research. Because when you are carrying out a high-end research, you have to simulate, you have to do the simulation, modeling. And for that we require advanced high-performance computing. Right? We have to use supercomputers. Anurag, Anuvrat. These are the DRDO's supercomputing facilities, right? With the high-speed supercomputers are used. Then again, advanced materials. It conducts research on advanced materials. And now you know that nanomaterials. DRDO is now involved with nanoparticles, nanomaterials, right? Polymers, right? Composite material. Like Tejas, right? Light combat aircraft is made of composite material, is lightweight. So again, that is involved with research. Then, you know, armaments, weapons, AK-47 rifle, right? SLR gun, sniper gun. So armaments and ammunitions. What do you mean by ammunitions? Explosives, right? Explosives, gunpowder, TNT, right? Explosives, right? Gola barud. And armaments, you know, weapons like hathiyar, rifles and all those kind of things there, they require there, right? Then also, now DRDO also has dedicated research for life sciences. DRDO labs are also involved with research in the field of life sciences. Right? Why life sciences become very important? Our personnel, our Jawan, Army, Air Force, Navy, all the military personnel, they require life support system. What they require? Life support systems. Let's say, for example, in desert, Jaisalmer, Barmer, extreme weather, Ladakh, right? Ladakh, Kargil, Siachen, very low temperature and high altitude area. There our army Jawans have to, you know, defend our borders. They have to day and night defend our borders. They require jacket, temperature control system, comfort to them, right? They are also human beings. They will also get diseases, sometimes diseases, some kind of problem with the health aspect. Again, that requires dedicated life science based research. Like recently, you know that in Ladakh, a solar powered house has been made. Right? You know about this Sonam Wangchu. How many people are aware of Sonam Wangchu? Sonam Wangchu from Ladakh. Right? He helped develop a solar powered shelter in Ladakh, which Indian Army Jawans can use there. DRDO has a lab there called DIHAR, Defense Institute of High Altitude Research, DIHAR, in Leh, Ladakh. So there also it can carry out lots of research on that. So it also comes into life sciences, areas of the life sciences there, right? And today DRDO, if you look at, DRDO has more than 50 labs and establishment which works under the DRDO, and we have thousands of scientists who contribute to the work of different areas of research and development under the DRDO. It's a huge organization, large organization, and works under the Ministry of Defense, right? It comes under the Ministry of Defense, all right? So there it works within the Ministry of Defense. So the head of the DRDO is also given the rank of secretary to the Government of India. Right? The head of the DRDO also has a rank of secretary to the Government of India in terms of making policies. Right? So that's what the DRDO comes into that. And there's one very important program of DRDO where Dr. Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, right, Missile Man of India, Wings of Fire. He has written the autobiography, Wings of Fire. He has written about IGMP program. He was contributing to the, he contributed to the Integrated Guided Missile program. Right? Dr. Kalam's contribution. IGMP program. Agni, Prithvi, Nag, Akash, Trishul, right? It all comes in. We will be learning that. So here I'm just giving you an idea there. Now what you have to do here is that you have to go to the DRDO site. Now another one is that you have to also from time to time review DRDO website to see what is given there. So let me very quickly, not wasting much time, take you to the DRDO website. What to read, what not to read. It's very, very important for time management. What is relevant, what is not relevant. And what you have to read from the website, what you have to skip that. I have done this for space science and technology. I have done this for nuclear technology. Now I'm doing for the defense technology. So here, let's say DRDO lab. Right? I'm taking you to that part. Now see here. This is the home page. You will see in your screen. I think it has come to your screen there. Right? It has come to the screen there. Now see here, Varunastra. Heavyweight anti-submarine torpedo. Varunastra. Right? You can see there. Then you can find here Akash, that NG missile, Pinaka multi-barrel rocket system, Abhyas, that is again, Sahayak air-dropped control, QRSAM, quick reaction surface to air missile. All these are showcased there. MRSAM, medium range surface to air missile. This is the latest development, 9 mm pistol, what you can see in the diagram there, right? JBPC, right? So now let's look at here. What you have to follow here is that when you go to the here, you have view all what's new, right? Whatever the latest thing, you'll find that. Student corner, industry interface, procurement, careers, news corner, key products. Now you can see that. Akash. Then you know that here, this one, Vijayanta catapult, 130 mm, SP Vijayanta catapult. Now you can see here. Varunastra, torpedo. Varunastra is the torpedo. You can see in the diagram here. Then you can see here, BrahMos, cruise missile. Right? India-Russia joint cooperation there. Panchi, you can see here, Panchi is a wheeled version of Nishant, is an unmanned aerial vehicle or drone. It can take off and land on a mini runway. Panchi. See, DRDO or any such topic when you study, there will be a lot of facts will be there. You have to go through the facts. Now, aeronautical systems, armament and combat engineering system, missile strategic system, life sciences, right? Naval system and materials, right? You will find all this one, right? You will find every aspect on that. And you have even e-journal also there. Like let's say here, you have news journal or e-journal. That is the bottom. You will find that. Right? You have a journal also, and you will find it has the dedicated news journal published by the DRDO, and that brings about some latest part of it. Right? So we can see here newsletter. I'll just. All right, I'll just take you to that. Right hand side, if you go there, publication. Right hand side, when you go there, the publications are there. Defense Science Journal, Defense Life Science Journal, you have that. DRDO newsletter, this I was talking about. DRDO newsletter, right? There's a newsletter. And let's say March 2021. This is a newsletter. DRDO hands over licensing agreement of 14 technologies to 20 industries. Transfer of technology, right? Technology transfer there. And then you can see here you will find now DRDO hands over licensing part. Then what you find here, see, its latest technologies and systems at Aero India 2000. Not very important. These are not very important. But what have been displayed, they are important. Now you can see Tejas, right? Aero India. You can see Tejas, Akash, right? This all have been displayed there, right? It was held in Lucknow, right? DRDO, this Aero India was there, and this has been covered there. Not very important, but just I have given you the idea there. Now see, successful maiden test launch of Akash NG, new generation Akash missile, surface to air missile. And from where we do the testing? There is a place in Odisha, Balasore district of Odisha. There is a Chandipur on sea, and there is an island in Bay of Bengal called as Wheeler Island. Now it is called Kalam Island. It is named after Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Kalam Island, which is also earlier named Wheeler Island. So DRDO conduct the missile test from there, which is called ITR, Chandipur on sea. And you will see here, this is given there. So you will find some kind of a development in such kind of news later. Now see, Republic Day, DRDO showcase advanced indigenous defense technologies at Republic Day Parade 2021. And you have a conclave exhibition of DRDO on the Rashtrapati Bhavan there, mark there, and you can find here. So it mentioned that what all things DRDO has showcased this year Republic Day, just 2 months back, right? Almost around 2 months back, 26 January, you will find here anti-tank guided missile, LCA Tejas, INS Vikramaditya, right? Sky jump takeoff but arrested recovery. All these were displayed to the public during the Republic Day parade. You can see this part, right? ITR Chandipur. Now about the centers, you can find that, right? So you find all this kind of information in the newsletter of DRDO. See, I know that all this I am discussing right now in the classroom, you may be worried, thinking that itna padhna hoga kya? Itna sara cheez karna hai? I am very sure. But don't worry, Vision IS PT365, right? You don't have to worry about it. In the Vision IS PT365 document, your PIB updates will be there, right? I know that you guys don't have enough time to go to many websites and read lots of topics, right? I can understand as a teacher your requirement, your needs. I know that it will be overwhelming to all of you, right? To go to such kind of huge amount of data, huge amount of information. So don't worry for time being. Your PT365 class and the document will have a dedicated defense technology which will cover the PIB updates also, right? So you don't have to worry at all. This PIB updates which I have said, year-end review of the Ministry of Defense and all this highlight part will be also covered in the PT365, right? So you should focus on this PT365. PT365 document and the respective class will be very, very important because it will cover the part of the year-end review as part of the document. And the teacher who will conduct the class will also discuss that. All right. Is it clear here? Up to here? Anything you have to ask? Right. So let me do one thing here. All right, what I'll do right now, very quickly, where DRDO headquartered? DRDO is headquartered in Delhi. ISRO is headquartered in Bangalore, but here is it headquartered in the, and present chairman is G. Satish Reddy. G. Satish Reddy is right now the chairman of the DRDO. Now what I would like to bring about here, and then I'll start with all the factual part of it. Now you can see here. 60 glorious years of DRDO. DRDO was set up in 1958 and then 2008 is.
The time comes, India will awake to life and freedom. 15th of August 1947, India attained independence from the British Empire and started a new journey with the pledge of building a strong, self-reliant, responsible nation. The newly independent nation's aspiration to be self-supporting defence entity began with the establishment of the Defence Research and Development Organisation DRDO in 1958 with the amalgamation of the then already functioning Technical Development Establishments and Defence Science Organisation. The early decade of DRDO ushered the organisation into a new era with the development of major systems and subsystems. The 81mm illuminating ammunition, the 105mm fin-stabilized armor-piercing discarding sabot, FSA-PDS, mines anti-tank non-detectable, flare tripwire Mark II, power cartridges, additive liner, reusable rocket pod, air-launched missile target were developed and went into production. Prototypes of a number of armoured tracked and wheeled vehicles, bridges and field defence equipment underwent users' evaluation. Electronic systems constitute an important part of a modern weapon system. Microwave components, laser rangefinders for T-55, night vision devices and optical instruments went into bulk production. Technology of Indra Doppler radar, secondary surveillance radar, battlefield surveillance radar and IFF system was transferred to BEL and HAL. DRDO's life science laboratories developed a number of field kits for water testing, desert water desalting and meat testing. Pressure-breathing oxygen masks, dehydrated foods and vegetables were developed and facilities for biomedical research were established. The decade also witnessed development activities in the field of rockets and missiles. The design and development of the dual-thrust solid propellant rocket motor, flow-formed components, FRP radome, CW radio proximity fuse, GW command guidance unit, KU band solid-state impact sources and batteries were taken up. In the field of naval research and development, the focus was on sonar technologies, underwater acoustics, underwater weapons and oceanographic instruments. A breakthrough in critical materials like aircraft brakes, Arjun components, ceramics, electro-slag casting for armoured plates, Jackal steel for combat vehicle armour, Kanchan armour for immunity against various kinds of ammunition, titanium alloy, ultra-high-strength FSA-PDS core, solid-state materials, polymer materials, and clothing and general stores was achieved. The 70s and 80s witnessed sanctioning of major projects for the development of the main battle tank, light combat aircraft, and integrated guided missile development program. Today, at 60, a small footprint of 10 establishments has transformed into more than 50 laboratories. The torchbearer of the defence R&D has given to the country one of India's most successful defence research project, the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. All the missiles, the Prithvi and Agni series, Akash and Nag under the program have been successfully developed. The organization has also developed sophisticated missiles including land, sea and air-launched versions of the supersonic cruise missile BrahMos, exo and endo-atmospheric advanced air defense missile system, quick reaction surface-to-air missile and long-range surface-to-air missile, the beyond visual range air-to-air missile Astra, the subsonic cruise missile Nirbhay, Shaurya and Prahar, light combat aircraft Tejas, main battle tank Arjun, airborne early warning and control system, advanced towed artillery gun system, multi-barrel rocket launch system Pinaka, robots and unmanned vehicles, a number of radars, torpedoes, underwater sensors, electronic systems, engineering systems, specialty and naval materials and life sciences, and chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear systems. DRDO has made significant contributions in the country's defence preparedness. The organisation is reinforcing the Make in India initiative by building an ecosystem for enhancing cutting-edge technological capability for defence manufacturing through technology transfer and partnership with industry. 30 ordnance factories, 40 public sector units, 30 major private industries and more than 1,000 other private industries are engaged in production of the indigenous technologies developed by DRDO. The production value of the DRDO developed products today stands at more than 2.5 lakh crore, a phenomenal growth of more than 60% in production value of DRDO developed products since 2015. 1,472 granted and filed IPRs comprising 78 patents granted in the year 2017. 741 technology transfers including 112 in the year 2017. 139 products ready for export. 6 centers of excellence, 7 young scientist centers speaks volumes about its achievements. The most women-empowered organization today is a force to reckon with and moving ahead with confidence towards a future which her visionary leaders envisioned for a self-reliant, strong India. DRDO, the force behind the Indian forces. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, right? Okay. So this small video which I played right now in the classroom, just to give you a glimpse, give you an idea what DRDO is all about, the achievement part. We are looking at the positive picture, right? Negative side will come to that. Not now, negative thing will be discussing later part. But the positive aspect, the achievement part, we have seen in the video there. Now let's come to the one by one, everything what you have seen in the video, you will be able to correlate with the classroom. Now whatever I will discuss in the classroom, whatever I will now teach in the classroom, you will be able to get back and relate to the video what I played right now. So let's start from here. Let's start from missile. Now in a very simple way, what is a missile? How to define a missile? A missile is in a plain language is a rocket, simple rocket, right? Which can go to a distance and can hit a target. Or you can say that a missile is a weapon delivery system, right? It is a weapon delivery system, right? Which can deliver a weapon. A weapon can be conventional weapon as well as nuclear weapon, which is put at the tip of the missile as a warhead. So what is a missile? Is a weapon delivery system, right, to destroy targets. Whatever targets are there, right, the targets may be on the land, target may be in the air, aerial target, or on the sea surface, or under the sea and ocean, right? So wherever the targets are there, based on the designated target, missile can be launched to hit such kind of target. So very simple language we can say that a missile is nothing but a weapon delivery system to destroy targets, and it carries the weapon into the tip of the weapon. So if I just draw a rough diagram of a missile, just to make you aware of part of it, though engineering is not very important. UPSC is not going to ask you, engineering design of a missile. If you see a missile, right, you see a missile there. So missile has a ignition system. There you have a kind of engine here, or you can say propulsion system. Now in the case of a missile, you know that the kind of propulsion called ramjet. What is ramjet technology? What is ramjet? Ramjet, I have already said that ramjet does not use oxidizer. Ramjet is that kind of propulsion system which use oxidizer as air. Air is used as an oxidizer. Atmospheric air which contains oxygen help in the burning of the propellant or fuel. That is also called air breathing system. So ramjet engine. Then it has a number of wings. You will find on the missile, you have a set of wings are there for maneuvering. For maneuvering, you have wings which are designed there. Then what you find, you will have advanced sensor. It has some kind of sensors which can sense the environment. Then you have on the top here, this is where you have the tip, where you have the warhead. Now this warhead can have conventional weapon, like normal kind of explosive can be there, as well as it can also carry nuclear warhead, nuclear weapon. Like today in India, we have different types of missiles which can carry Agni, Prithvi. It can also carry nuclear warhead, like what is called nuke. What is the word called? Nuke. N-U-K-E, nuke. Right? Then apart from that, it has got a dedicated guidance system. It has got a navigation, right, in terms of guidance system there, which can be guided by radar, right, which can be guided by radar system there. Right, so it has an inertial navigation system or maybe guided through radar to a given target there, right? So in the defense topic, there are a lot of facts are there. See, the design of a rocket or a missile, you don't have to memorize. That is, UPSC is not going to ask you how the missile work or what is the design of that. That is not required. It's just for your idea. Okay, how the missile, what are the components of the missile? Now what comes here? Classification of missile. If you look at various types of missile there. Now classification of missiles. See, there are certain keywords are there. What are there? There are certain keywords are there which you have to be remembering for solving the question. When you will solve the question from current aspect on defense topic, there will be in the question certain key term, keywords will be used. So you know that whether that keyword with respect to the technology is correct or wrong. Right? So you have to have that information there. So classification of missiles. Missiles are classified in different ways. The different ways by which missiles can be classified. Like one very important word which come, ballistic missile, cruise missile. You'll come across the word ballistic missile, cruise missile, and we'll see the examples also there. Like here ballistic missile, right? And second type is called cruise missile. That is the first type of classification of missile. Either the missile is a ballistic missile or a cruise missile, right? You should be aware of such kind of technical word. Now what is a ballistic missile? Ballistic missile is that missile which follows a projectile path. This is called ballistic. It follows a projectile path. Whereas in case of cruise missile, what you find, a cruise missile which goes to after the launch, it goes to the air and then it moves like this. And then it will again come back to the target, right? So that is what called the cruise path. So what you find here? It has a parabolic path or projectile. It has got a projectile path or trajectory, or you can say flight. The trajectory of path is there. That is a ballistic, like a gun, cannon. That is called ballistic, right? Whereas the cruise missile is basically cruise through, sail through, right? What is called sea skimming. There is a word called sea skimming profile or sea skimming trajectory. It just sail through in the air, right? Trajectory or flight path is there, right? That is what called as a cruise missile, right? Generally, cruise missiles are of short range or medium range. You don't find for long range because it has to be guided till the target, right? Now, what is another thing here? A ballistic missile works on the laws of gravity, follows laws of gravity. Laws of gravity. What do you mean by that laws of gravity here? Initially, the missile, when it is fired from the surface, it will go to the air. It goes to the outer atmosphere, that is called exophase. And then it again comes to the inner atmosphere called endo. Again, with the attraction of the Earth's gravity, it will come back, right? It first overcomes Earth's gravity, goes against the gravitational pull of the Earth, right, to the air, and then after reaching a particular height, under the influence of the gravity, it comes back like a projectile motion. That is called ballistic. It is called as a ballistic missile. Now what happens with the cruise missile? Cruise missile doesn't follow laws of gravity. Cruise missile, the moment it is launched from the launch pad, it will just move. It will move in the air. Within the lower atmosphere, it will move. And it remains close to the ground and then chase the target or go to the target and hit the target, right? That is what called cruise missile, right? So cruise missile, if you find here, does not follow law of gravity. Right? It remains within the atmosphere. What do you find here? You have two phases. It goes outside. You have two phases here. Ballistic missile has got two phases. That is exo, it will go outside and then again re-enter into the inner atmosphere, that is the endo-atmosphere. Whereas in the case of cruise missile, it remains within the atmosphere, remains within lower atmosphere and highly maneuver and maintains a distance, right, a height or distance from the ground. Generally they are very close to the ground from the surface. See, when we say surface, surface can be land surface, surface can be water surface, right? Both can be. Army and Navy both can be there. Let's look at example of ballistic missile. For example of Prithvi series of missile, right? Prithvi, Agni series of missile, they are the ballistic missile. Whereas a cruise missile, we have very important cruise missile, BrahMos. BrahMos is named after two major rivers, Brahmaputra river of India and Moskova river of Russia. It is a India-Russia joint venture project, BrahMos cruise missile, supersonic cruise missile, which can travel with the speed of more than speed of sound, that is a 2.9 Mach. 1 Mach number is speed of sound in air, right? That is 330 meter per second. So BrahMos supersonic cruise missile was developed to travel with a speed of 2.8 Mach, almost near to 3 Mach, with a range of 290 kilometers. So what comes here? BrahMos. Now we have developed Nirbhay. India has independently developed, you have seen in the video, both the missile, Nirbhay. Nirbhay is a subsonic, it's called subsonic. That means the speed is less than the speed of the sound, less than 1 Mach. Right? So Nirbhay missile has been developed there. Now what comes here? The missiles are also categorized based on the launch, from where it is launched and where the location of target, launch site and the target site. Based on the launch site and the target site, where the target is located, missiles can also be classified in the following way. What is the classification here? The first one is called as surface to surface missile. Right? Surface to surface missile, they are called SSM. It is fired from surface, it goes to the target on the surface. And surface can be land surface, surface can be water surface or sea surface. So for example here, let's say for example Prithvi, Prithvi 1, right, Prithvi 2, Prithvi 3, then Agni series, Agni 1, Agni 2, Agni 3, Agni 4, Agni 5, now we are developing Agni 6 also. BrahMos also has the, again see, depending whether the flight of the missile, the path of the missile is ballistic or a cruise, it can be surface to surface. Nag is the anti-tank missile. We'll discuss that. Nag is the anti-tank missile. It can destroy heavily armored battlefield tank, surface to surface. Third generation, fire and forget, right, highly accurate. It will go and hit the battlefield tank. We have developed Nag missile. So Nag is the surface to surface missile. Now second, what you come across here, surface to air missile, SAM. Surface to air missile, right, they can go directly to the air and hit the target in the atmosphere, SAM. Now in SAM case what happens, you'll come across here, let's say very good example, Akash. Akash is a surface to air missile with a 30-kilometer range developed by DRDO. Initially in the Integrated Guided Missile Program, Trishul was developed for Navy, Trishul for Indian Navy, and recently A very important missile has been developed, Barak. Barak 1 and Barak 8. Barak is a Hebrew word which means lightning. Barak is also river in Northeast India. There is a friend in this batch, right? The person comes from Northeast India, Assam, the Barak Valley, Barak. India and Israel collaboration. India and Israel joint venture. We have developed for Indian Navy Barak missile. Barak 1, Barak 8. That is used by destroyers in Indian Navy, Barak missile. Now we have replaced the Trishul with the Barak missile. Barak 1 and Barak 8. Barak 8 is 70 kilometers, multi-aerial targets can be destroyed by Barak 8 missile. Right? Apart from that, missile could be here air-to-air missile. That is used by fighter craft. Right? Air-to-air missile, they are used by fighter craft. Let's say Sukhoi, MiG, right? Rafale, Tejas. It will fire from the fighter craft and can destroy the aerial target. That is called air-to-air missile, right? And a very good example of recently Astra missile. Astra is called beyond visual range air-to-air missile. Astra, PIB. In PIB update, Astra has been now fitted with Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, right? Astra missile there. Then coming to here, air-to-surface missile, ASM. It can be fired by helicopter or a fighter craft, and the target is on the surface. Surface can be land or water. Air-to-surface missile. That is called ASM. A very good example of air-to-surface missile, there is a version of Nag called Helena. Helena. What is the version of Nag missile? Nag is an anti-tank missile. And there is a version of missile called Helena, that is called helicopter launched Nag. Helicopter launched Nag. Right? Helicopter launched Nag. Helena. There is a helicopter, advanced light helicopter, ALH, developed by HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, has developed ALH Dhruv and now recently Rudra. ALH Dhruv and Rudra can fire from the air to the ground and destroy battlefield tank through Helena missile, helicopter launched Nag missile. Whereas the normal Nag is a surface to surface missile, whereas the Helena is air to surface. Right? I have just given an example. BrahMos can be surface to surface, surface to air, and also air to surface. BrahMos can be used by army, BrahMos can be used by navy, BrahMos can be used by even air force. But BrahMos is a cruise missile, right? Supersonic cruise missile. Now what comes here? The next in the classification, I am making everything on the flow chart. Next, what comes in the classification? That is a range. How much horizontal distance, right? The horizontal distance a missile can cover, that is called range. Range of the missile, right? So we can also classify missile based on the range, right? What are the range here? The first is called as a short range. Now whether that missile is a ballistic missile or cruise missile, whether the missile is surface to surface, surface to air, or air to air, based on the range, right? Short range. Short range missile that goes up to here. You can take up to 700 kilometers, right? Then comes here medium range, right? Medium range missile, whether it's a ballistic or cruise, that is from, you can take 700 kilometers up to 1500 kilometers, right? Or 1000 kilometers. Then comes here intermediate range. Intermediate range missile. Most of them are ballistic missiles. Let's say from 1500 kilometers to 4000 kilometers range, that is you have an intermediate range ballistic missiles. Then you have here long range, right? Long range ballistic missile, what is also called ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, that is a more than 5000 kilometers, Agni 5. Agni 5 has been developed as more than 5000 kilometer range. that is called as a LRBM or ICBM, right? We are now trying to develop Surya missile, 10,000 kilometer range. In true sense, we can reach to any continent, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, we can reach anywhere. So we have such kind of a classification. Then what comes here? Speed. Based on the speed, whether it is a ballistic missile or a cruise missile, we can classify that. So what comes here first? The speed is measured in Mach number. 1 Mach is equal to 330 meter per second. That is the speed of sound in air, right? 332 meter per second, approximately 330 meter per second. Sometimes in textbook you will come across average 320. That depends from study material to study material. Some of the study material will say 1 Mach average 320 meter per second. So others will tell you 332 meter per second. That is the speed of sound in the air. Now first classification comes subsonic. What is subsonic? Less than 1 Mach. Less than 1 Mach. Let's take example here. The example is Nirbhay. Nirbhay cruise missile, right, has a range of 1000 kilometer. DRDO has developed 1000 kilometer, but it travels with a speed of 0.7 Mach number. 0.7 Mach number, subsonic. Then you can say supersonic, which is a 1 Mach. It can go from 1 Mach to 5 Mach. From 1 Mach to 5 Mach, right, that is called supersonic part of it. And very good example is BrahMos. BrahMos, the first version, right, has a 2.8 Mach number as a speed, right. Then comes your third one, I am writing here, that is a hypersonic. Hypersonic missile. Now hypersonic is more than 5 Mach. 5 Mach or more than 5 Mach speed, that is called hypersonic. And very good example is, now the next BrahMos version, now we are making BrahMos second version called hypersonic version, right? That is the part. Then you have another one called Shaurya missile, right? Agni 5 is also hypersonic, right? BrahMos second version is going to be the hypersonic one, right? Short range, I can give you example here of missile, that is a Prithvi. Prithvi 1, Prithvi 2, the short range. Medium range, you have here Prithvi 1, 2, 3. One has got 150 kilometer, 2 has got 250, 3 has got 350 kilometer. We have Dhanush. Dhanush is the naval version of Prithvi third missile. Then you have short range example. You can take very good example, Agni 1. Agni 1 has got 700 kilometers. Here the medium range Agni 2, right? Agni 2 can go to 1005 to 2000 kilometers. Here you have the example Agni 3 and Agni 4. Agni 3 is 3000 kilometers, Agni 4 is 4000 kilometers. But Agni comes into surface to surface missile, right? Then coming to long range missile. That is one good example, Agni 5. Agni 5 is ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. And now the DRDO is developing Agni 6. Right? DRDO is developing also Agni 6 missile. So there are different ways. There can be also underwater missile. There can be underwater missile, which can be used by submarines. Right? That can also be possible. So first I am giving you an idea. I am first letting you know what are the terms. What do you mean by such kind of a classification? Right? Then we will see the examples. Examples I have already given there. The facts, you remember that DRDO is a topic where you have too many facts. You have to know the facts. You have to remember that. You have to know the keyword, like link to the concept. Whatever the link to the concept, you need to have the keyword. Plus you have to remember the facts, which you need to be remembered. To be remembered. Now there is a question by Rishabh. Rishabh is asking a question that this year DRDO has done approximately 26 missile tests. That DRDO has done approximately 26 missile tests are all important. All are important for mugging of such facts are very difficult because they sound very similar with each other, right? You are very right, Rishabh. You are very correct, right? What should be your your approach when you read these facts? I have said DRDO. You have keywords linked with the concept, and then you have facts which have to be remembered. The best way, see, remember that if there is going to be a question on missile, if generally UPSC doesn't ask on the missile part. You know why? UPSC will not ask that question which is very obvious, which everybody knows. Even though there are some topics from current aspect which are known to everybody, which has made headlines and important for the exam, but UPSC will ask in a different manner. I've said that you will have a concept plus fact linking with India's development. How do you go at that? How do you work with that? Rishabh is asking what should be your approach to tackle the facts. 26 missile you cannot ratify. इंसान है ना भाई, है ना? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि कोई कंप्यूटर है कि सब कुछ याद हो जाएगा, नहीं हो सकता, right? I understand. We all are human beings, right? You are human being, and you have brain, but the brain is not like a computer. You can ratify, memorize all the facts. It's not possible. What do you have to do there? So that's what I'm saying that. First, UPSC doesn't ask defense question from the point because defense development always make headlines. Whether with India, China or India, Pakistan or any kind of thing, it always makes headlines. It's always a hot news. So what is hot, which is known, where there will be no competition, which lacks of candidates who appear in UPSC prelims exam. Everybody can solve that. So there is not much competition. Hardly UPSC asks question, right? Second, let's say question comes in the exam. How do you manage the facts? Now the question, how do you manage the facts? What do you have to do that? You have to focus on this one. What I've discussed that. From missile technology, you have to focus on this one. You have to ask yourself, the missile which has been developed by DRDO and tested successfully comes where? Where it comes into? Is it a ballistic missile or a cruise missile? Is it a surface to surface missile, surface to air missile? What type of missile is that? How much is the range of the missile? Short range, medium range, long range? Whether it is a subsonic, supersonic or hypersonic? What type of fuel, propellant it use? Solid propellant, liquid propellant, the fuel. Sometimes in the question, as a fact, may also ask you about the fuel, propellant. Like in 2014, Agni 4, there one sentence that solid fuel and liquid fuel. Agni use only solid fuel, no liquid fuel. Prithvi use the liquid fuel. So that fact. This way you have to write and revise, write and revise. I know that is very, very difficult. I understand your problems. It's not that a teacher doesn't understand the problem of a student. Right? I am able to understand your problem that the facts will be very difficult to manage. But you can try your level best to remember it. But again, try to make it from this context, where it belongs. Can it be launched by fighter craft? Is it an air-to-air missile? Right? Is it underwater missile? What type of missile is that? Where it fits? Where you can fit into this classification mode? Right? Is it clear here? The first time giving you here a kind of area there, right? In the part of the area which you are able to understand there. Is there anybody from defense here? Is working with the defense or have worked with the DRDO and DRDO lab and all? In your batch, is there anybody from who has worked somewhere with the DRDO or any lab or is from the defense establishment? Because I know that the students come from various backgrounds. Okay. Jaydev Pathak, are you from defense? I don't know. Jaydev Pathak, are you from defense part? Acha, sea skimming trajectory means it's sail through, sailing. Let me write here. Sail through air. That is called sea skimming profile. By maintaining a distance from the ground, this is surface, it sail through the air. It just goes there and then, like BrahMos will be fired. BrahMos will go like this. BrahMos will look at, BrahMos will be fired like, and then it will go in the air. Whereas the Agni, if you take Agni, Agni will go like this, right? Because Agni is a ballistic missile. Right? BrahMos is a cruise missile there. All have copied this one? Have you all copied this? Okay, Vedant Singh is has internship with DRDO. Jaidev Patil is also saying yes, can say. Can say, I didn't understand. Jaidev, have you worked or you know about defense, that's what you are aware of it? Okay, he's saying yes, can say. All right. So, up to is clear here? Up to this point is clear? Now, when you go to PT365, right, what you have to do? PT365 document, right? This time also you will have all the missiles and everything given there. You will be covering all the missiles there. Last year PT365 document, I will take you to that. Last year PT365 document on science and technology. If you take the last year PT365 document, same way this year also you will get that. This is Vision IS PT365 material. I have just opened that, and I'm downloading the last year one, 2020. This year you will get the new one of that. Now this is the one, right? You have biotechnology, space technology, then IT and computers, defense technology. Right? Here you have defense technology. And all is given here. See? Missiles, Astra missile, right? BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, Akash, right? Strum Ataka, Agni 2, Pranash, Pinaka, right? Multi-barrel rocket launching system there, QR-SAM, QCRIX, underwater missile, undersea missile, K4 missile, Avangard, then submarine and ships there, aircraft and helicopter, right? Other weapon system. You have all this given in the PT365 document, right? So when you go to PT365 of this year, when you will have the classes, when are you going to have PT365? When are you going to have PT365? This year? I think very soon, this month only you will start, or maybe in the month of April you will have the new PT365. So again there will be compilation of all those kind of defense related facts, like missiles and all, you will be compiled and given to you. Okay. Tomorrow, oh good, very good. Tomorrow onward you are having there, okay, that's right. 18 onward you are having the PT365 classes, right? We'll start from tomorrow, that's good. So in the PT365 class, in your science and technology portion, you'll have all the defense topic, what I've just shown you there. And the teacher who will conduct the class in PT365 will go through all those facts, all PIB updates and all the military missiles, submarine, ship, and everything will be covered. So don't worry, in the PT365 document, you'll be having that, and we'll be covering that one. Okay, polity class has already started there. But you'll have the science tech class also there. Okay, Arjit Makwe is also saying that tomorrow first class polity is there. Okay, good, very good. And this is this document which I am talking about. This is the last year PT365. The one which I have downloaded and shown you right now is from the last year, right? So this year again you will get compilation from missile technology, and whatever have come in the current news, you need to follow that. What I am doing in the classroom is that I am just giving you the kind of understanding. Here on the whiteboard I am giving the understanding. Ki what is ballistic, what is cruise, what is how do you classify the missile? But now you have to get all those kind of facts and information from current affairs. Okay, somebody has asked me that to repeat again the ballistic and the cruise. I don't know who has asked me, but somebody is trying to ask. So I'll just tell you that. See, ballistic missile is one which follows a projectile path, a parabolic path. It first goes against the gravitational attraction of the earth. It first goes against the earth's gravitation in the air, just like a cannon, right? It goes in the air. But then after some time, it stops, like for a very brief time, and then under the influence of earth's gravity, it returns back. It follows a kind of a parabolic path, right, a projectile path. This is called as a ballistic. On the other hand, the cruise missile does not follow law of gravity. It doesn't work, because a cruise missile, when it is launched from a launch pad, after launching there, it just goes like this. This is the missile. It becomes like, and then move in the air with very high speed. It goes in the air and it is able to maneuver, sailing. Is able to maneuver and can go to the target and hit the target in the air, or it can go there and then again drop down to the surface to hit the target on the surface. Like BrahMos is a cruise missile. And when the cruise missile move in the air, it maintains a close distance from the ground, from the surface. It maintains that. So it becomes difficult for radar to catch cruise missile. One is the speed, second is the maneuverability, flexibility, and third is the closeness to the ground. But it has to overcome air friction. A cruise missile has to overcome friction, and it has to be propelled till the target. A cruise missile like BrahMos has to propel till the target. So it requires a lot of fuel, lot of propellant. That's why cruise missile, they are generally for short distance, 300 kilometer, 500 kilometer, or up to medium range, let's say 1000 kilometer. Nirbhay cruise missile is 1000 kilometer maximum. They are not 5000. If you have to go for 5000 kilometers and beyond, you will be using ballistic missile. What you are going to use? Ballistic missile. Correct? All right. So now Rishabh is asking that a kind request from my end after you done with defense topic. No, barcode and QR code I will be discussing in the classroom. Don't worry. There will be other topics also, like once the defense topic is over, I will go to the new technology area, nanotechnology, robotics and all those areas. And I will also be covering ICT, computing, and there we will be going to learn the QR code, quick response code. I will be teaching that. Don't worry. अभी तो पिक्चर बाकी है दोस्त. अभी तो बहुत कुछ पढ़ना है. We have to study a lot of things. I'm just discussing the topic from the defense part of it, but I'm going to cover ICT, computing. We'll be learning in the classroom, nanotechnology, robotics, AI. I will cover in the classroom. Don't worry, right? So don't worry about that. So now let's look at here. Is it clear? Everybody has copied this one? I'm going to clean the whiteboard. All have copied this part about the missile part, because since first time discussing missile, so I think you all have copied this one. All have done this one? Yes or no? Have you all copied the flowchart? Have you all copied this all there? I'm going to clean the whiteboard. All are done? ICT I will be discussing that, don't worry. I will be going to the topics of ICT once I'm done with the this defense topic and all, renewable energy. We will be going to new technology and ICT computing. I will be discussing quantum computing and also quantum computing, supercomputing. We will be covering in the classroom. So don't worry about that. Okay, all have copied that. Now let's look at about the missile part here. Now there are two aspects which we have to learn from the missile technology is that. One is that called as advanced air defense. Right, we have to learn about advanced air defense. Now advanced air defense system is a very important system to guard or safeguard or as a kind of a shield defense shield for a country which can be potential target of the enemy, right? For that, advanced air defense system is built there. Now let's understand here advanced air defense system. Let us now go into the missile technology, another very important concept, that is a advanced air defense system. You have seen this in your in the class video also there, where I played 60 glorious years of DRDO. Now in terms of missile technology, there is a advanced air defense system. It's a very, very important topic for the UPSC exam. Right here you could get the question in the examination. It is important for the UPSC exam, advanced air defense system. Now what is advanced air defense system? It consists of interception system. It has got interception system using advanced radar, which can find out the enemy target. Advanced radars to detect incoming enemy missile. Now that enemy missile may be a ballistic or a cruise missile, or maybe sometime rocket also there. Normal rockets, small rockets can be intercepted by such radars, right? So what is advanced air defense system? It consists of interception system using advanced radars to detect incoming enemy missiles and destroy it with the help of anti-ballistic missile. You have a ABM here, or what is sometimes called interceptor missile, right? And destroy it in the air with the help of anti-ballistic missile in the air, in the atmosphere. So let us understand here. It has got two modes. It can work on two modes, right? Here it works on two modes. The first one is called proximity detonation. It will detonate or explode by being near to the enemy missile, proximity detonation. And second one is what called hit to kill. Hit to kill. Now what is the proximity detonation? Let's say for example, I'll use the blue color for enemy missile. I'll demonstrate with here. Let's say you have a enemy missile. This is the enemy missile. So the system will detect this missile in the air, right? And hit to here, proximity detonation means this missile is coming to the ground. So we will use now our missile will go just nearby. This is India's missile. So the Indian missile will go there and then explode. It will explode in the detonation part, proximity detonation. That means the missile, here means missile detonate or explodes near to the missile, near to the targeted enemy missile. Right? That is called proximity detonation. And where we use this one? This type of system is used in exoatmosphere. This is done at exoatmospheric level. To a distance of, let's say, 50 to 70 kilometers. 50 to 70 kilometers, we can use this kind of method, 50 to 70 kilometers. Let's say from the enemy side, the missile has been fired. So what the the missile will do their advanced air defense system there. It will intercept the incoming missile in the atmosphere, 50 to 70 kilometers is stratosphere, and will go to the air atmosphere and then explode. Because this missile is also coming, this will also go there, nearby explode. This is called proximity detonation. Now we have example here. We have example of a Indian missile which is there, is called Prithvi Air Defense System. It's called Prithvi Advanced Air Defense System. This has been developed by DRDO, Prithvi Advanced Air Defense System, which will hit the target at exo-atmosphere. And for this there is a missile. I'll give the name of the missile. The name of the missile is Pradyuman. Pradyuman is the name of the Indian missile, which can go to the higher atmosphere to a distance of 50 to 70 kilometers. That's the altitude, and can destroy the incoming enemy missile by using proximity detonation. Now what is hit to kill? Let's say we miss the missile. Suppose that we miss the enemy missile in the higher atmosphere. So the missile will keep on coming to the ground. So now let's say it enters lower atmosphere. Now we don't have any chance. If we don't destroy this missile in the lower atmosphere, then the missile will definitely go to the target. So we have to go for hit to kill. So what is hit to kill? Hit to kill method is that, there let's say the enemy missile which has missed the, let's say, enemy missile. Now it has entered the atmosphere. Now the missile has entered to the, this is the enemy missile, right? This enemy missile has now is in the inside atmosphere, low atmosphere, right? Endo atmosphere. Now we have to directly hit the missile, right? We have to hit the missile and destroy it. This is called hit to kill. Hit to kill. And this happens into the, so missile here, Indian missile hit the enemy missile and destroys it. Right? Now for this one, it happens in where endo atmosphere, when it is near to the ground or the surface. Now here the height is 15 to 30 kilometers. Right, 15 kilometers to 30 kilometers altitude, we can use this kind of a missile there. And we have an Indian missile called Ashwin. We have developed the missile called Ashwin, and this is called, this example is called Advanced Air Defense System. This is what is called Advanced Air Defense System, or what is called AAD. The missile which we have developed is called Ashwin. Ashwin is the missile there. Now, if you take here example, right, which all countries have got? USA. USA uses THAAD. THAAD missile is example from the America side. Russia. The other country is the Russia. Russia has got S-200, S-300 and S-400. Imagine 200 kilometers in the atmosphere, 300 kilometers, 400 kilometers. S-400 kilometer means it is like a true sense ASAT, anti-satellite weapon. It can go up to the 400 kilometers in the space and can destroy anything. China is using the Russian mode. Initially, US and Russia, right, that time Soviet Union and America, Cold War, during the Cold War time. Right, during the Cold War between the USA and erstwhile USSR, Soviet Union. They developed this kind of a defense shield by placing such missiles. And if you read in the world history, there was a Fidel Castro Cuban crisis, where Russia wanted to place such missile on Cuba. Right? It was a big that time there. So This is US and Russia. They have developed this. S-200, 200 kilometer, 300, 400 kilometer. Now what comes the China? China is using this one. Same as the Russia. China doesn't have the indigenous. It is using the Russian one. Now, India want to get this S-400 from Russia. We have a deal with Russia to get S-300, S-400. Now, another country is Israel. Next country is Israel, what is called Iron Dome. Israel has a system called Iron Dome. What is Iron Dome? Iron Dome is a kind of a interception system, advanced air defense system, which can intercept fired rockets and missiles and destroy in the air from the Palestinian side. You know that Israel and Palestine dispute. Right? Israel and Palestine dispute. So Palestinian rockets and missiles can be intercepted by Iron Dome and destroyed there. India again has partnered with Israel to get this technology of Iron Dome. We have also signed a deal with Israel to get this technology of Iron Dome. At the same time with Russia, S-300, S-400. And now India, as I said, India has developed that. What is the name of the missile? One is Pradyuman. From DRDO point of view, the Pradyuman, that is a high altitude, exo. It can work in the exo atmosphere. And then Ashwin. Ashwin is for endo atmosphere. So India is going to be in a select list of countries worldwide to develop this kind of technology. Right? US, Russia, China, Israel and India. These are countries which are working to develop such kind of advanced air defense system. And first such defense system will be set up in Delhi. Why Delhi will be guarded with such kind of missiles? Delhi will be guarded because whenever there will be war, the capital, the political head and the capital is the New Delhi, will be under the target. So there the government has decided to guard the New Delhi with such kind of advanced air defense system there. Right? So this is very, very important for the examination. Right? You will come across THAAD. THAAD stands for terminal. It stands for terminal high altitude advanced air defense system. Is the advanced air defense system. Terminal high altitude advanced air defense system, that is called THAAD. That is the American missile which USA wanted to give it to the South Korea to protect it from the attack by the North Korea. Right? THAAD missile, which was asked in 2016 exam. A direct question was asked in the exam there. Right? Clear there? Okay, now there is a question by Devansh. Can't we use hit to kill mode in the exoatmosphere only? A very good question, what he has asked that. In this way, the remains of the missile will be burnt in the atmosphere only and not hit the earth's surface. The reason is that we can use hit to kill in the exoatmosphere, but the problem here is that if, because here the speed of the missile is very high. It comes with very high speed. Right? See, remember that. Just imagine, visualize. The missile is not static. The missile is also like, this is blue color, this is enemy missile. Missile is also coming there. Missile is a high speed, also is now coming there. Right? So, you have to get near to the missile to, because the moment the missile, the Indian missile is a black marker, this Indian missile which goes there, and this missile is coming nearby. So hit to kill will be better, but again what happens, let's say this missile is coming there and hit to kill we miss out. It may be possible because the missile which is coming there and we are using to hit to kill, and let's say we miss out. It may be possible there. So what is better there? Okay, as the missile is coming, as we get near to that, we explode. Proximate detonation. Hit to kill can also be done there, not a problem there. Hit to kill can also be possible. Right? So we'll have a small break here. After the break, we'll discuss submarine launched ballistic missile, SLBM, K4 and K-15 Sagarika. And we'll also discuss the ships and submarines. and then we'll go to the part of fighter crafts and all those part of it, right? Today we'll complete the defense part. Let's see how much we can do that. All right, let's have a small break there. Let's have a small break, we'll come back. We will resume back. There are a few questions which have come from students. Let me address that, then I'll continue with the topic. Ipsit is asking me that could ballistic missile be maneuvered or not? It can be. See, today all types of missiles are under control and command system. Today we can control and command any kind of missile, and there are dedicated guidance systems built on the missile to be controlled. Right? We can control that. But generally, now understand that. Generally, a ballistic missile is a missile which follows a suborbital path based on the principles of gravity, laws of gravity. There, once you use it, right, so the missile itself will have its own kind of sensors which will seek information and will be guided to the target. See, in army, I'll tell you, in army there are two divisions. One is called artillery and second is infantry. Infantry division uses gun and weapons there. Whereas the artillery division of Indian Army, they are equipped with missiles and rockets. They have to only decide the target, where the target is there. And once you launch the missile has all the inbuilt capability to sense the target and go and hit the target. More often, ballistic missiles generally are not that much maneuvered. Ballistic missiles are more preferred for static, you can say stationary source. Right? Ballistic missiles are preferred more for stationary based sources, where you have a particular source or target which is stationary, and by ballistic mode you can go and hit the target. Right? That is where the ballistic becomes very important. Whereas if the target is mobile, target is moving, right? It may be a helicopter, it may be a fighter craft, or it may be on a ship, right, on the sea and ocean, or it may be any land-based vehicle. So then cruise missile is the much better one. Cruise missile is much better because cruise missile gives high speed and high maneuverability. Right? What is the advantage of cruise missile? It moves very fast. They remain near to the ground. Cannot be intercepted by radar easily. Radar will not be able to catch easily. And they can be maneuvered. Right? In contrast, ballistic missile, they are mostly for fixed or fixed stationary target. But what is the advantage of ballistic missile? It provides long range. We can have a bigger range, longer range with the ballistic missile. But ballistic missiles are ideal for stationary targets. It can be maneuvered, but generally it is not maneuvered. It goes to such kind of fixed target and destroy it. Right? Now Pradyuman and Ashwin are ballistic missile. Radhika is asking that. They are called anti-ballistic missile. Yes, they are ballistic missile. Radhika's question, are they Pradyuman, exo-atmosphere, and they are the ballistic missiles? Yes, they belong to that class. Radhika's question is that. Now, third question by Rishabh. What if enemy missile is a cruise missile, then how we counter it? For that, there will be different type of missiles. Even for that also. Most of the advanced air defense system worldwide have been built based on ballistic system. US, Russia, right, all these countries, they are built based on ballistic system. But now countries are working to develop to intercept. Countries are working to develop, they're working to develop such kind of missiles and anti-missile system which can also intercept cruise missile. India is also working on that. DRDO is also working to intercept cruise missile and destroy the cruise missile in the air. We are also working into that. right? But when you talk about USA, Russia, all those, they have been primarily designed as a kind of ballistic mode. But cruise missile also, like Rishabh is asking that, is their speed are totally different? Yes, the speed are totally different, they can be done, but that's why mostly it is a ballistic. And we call ABM, anti-ballistic missile. But then the systems are now getting upgraded to include for cruise missile also, along with ballistic. Now there is a another question, what is exo and endo-atmospheric ballistic missile? Exo-atmosphere is generally outside stratosphere. When you say exo-atmosphere, that is outside stratosphere, more than 50 kilometers. In terms of ballistic missile, we consider exo as more than 50 kilometers, that is a outside stratosphere. And inside the stratosphere and the troposphere, there is a 15 kilometers, 25 kilometers, we consider as the endo-atmosphere. Endo-atmosphere is the lower atmosphere, troposphere, 15 to 20 kilometers. Whereas when you go to beyond 25 kilometers, beyond that 50 kilometers, 50, beyond stratosphere, that is a exo-atmosphere, EXO, right? So is it clear here? Is it clear? All right. Now what I'm coming here, DRDO had a very important program called Integrated Guided Missile Program, right? Integrated Guided Missile Program. Right, this program was started, let me give you the information, IGMP program, Integrated Guided Missile Program. This was started under the supervision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, right? Under the supervision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former president and the head of the DRDO, in 1983, when after Pokhran first test, 1974, India went to develop for indigenous technology. Right, so in 1983, it was there, and recently, like DRDO has announced successful completion, right? Successful completion of IGMP program, right? In 2008, right? So this program got successfully completed in the year 2008 with the development of 5 types of missiles, with development of 5 missiles. 5 missiles and the missile system there, right? It is also called by acronym PATNA. You can remember by the acronym PATNA, right? What does that P stands for? P stands for Prithvi. Prithvi series of missile. Now Prithvi series of missile is basically surface to surface, right? Short range. It's called SRBM, short range ballistic missile. It's a surface to surface short range ballistic missile, and it uses a liquid fuel, liquid propellant, short range liquid propellant. So here we developed first Prithvi 1. Initially we developed Prithvi 1, and with the range of, here range being 150 kilometers. Then Prithvi 2nd was developed. That is range of 250 kilometers. Now DRDO is revising these ranges there. Then Prithvi 3, that is 350 kilometers. So initially we developed the Prithvi series of missile with the 150 kilometer range, Prithvi 1, 250 kilometers with Prithvi 2nd, and 350 kilometers with Prithvi 3rd. But then we are now revising the range of each of the missile. And then now here there is a naval version called Dhanush. Dhanush missile is the naval version. It has a It is a naval version of Prithvi second and version of Prithvi third. So it is used by Indian Navy, right? It is used in naval warship. There the Dhanush has been developed. Recently in the current news, Dhanush has also made headlines in another context. There is another Dhanush, I will write it separately. There is another Dhanush, right? See, one Dhanush is what? One Dhanush is the Prithvi version for Navy. But recently one more Dhanush has made headlines. I am writing separately. There is not a missile. The another Dhanush which I am writing is not a missile. But just I am giving you an idea that Dhanush has also made headlines in a different context. What is the context here? This Dhanush is basically, you can say that is a towed artillery gun. There is a towed artillery gun. It is basically indigenous. It is indigenous Hauser. Hauser, there is a Swiss company Hauser Bofors gun, which we use in Kargil war. Right? One Dhanush which comes in the news, that is a towed artillery gun, indigenous form of Hauser Bofors gun. And this has been developed. It has been developed by Ordnance Factory Board. There is a Ordnance Factory Board which make all the explosive guns and weapons and all. Ordnance Factory Board, Kolkata. OFB Kolkata has developed this indigenous form of Bofors gun. You know about the scandal of Bofors gun, right? Board that is in Kolkata. Kolkata Ordnance Factory Board has developed this Dhanush. So one Dhanush is the artillery gun, right? It is just like you have seen that. It looks like this one. You have a long barrel with a gun there, right? That is what the Bofors gun used to look like. Another Dhanush is what? Another Dhanush is the Prithvi version, that is the Prithvi third version for Indian Navy, that is Dhanush. Right? So there are two Dhanush are there. One Dhanush is in context of Navy is using the Prithvi third version. And second context is the artillery gun, indigenous Bofors gun, that is another Dhanush. So you should know that what question is asking. Why I have given you this another Dhanush because it depends on question what is being asked. Now let's look at here. Next what is here? Next what comes here? A, that is a Agni. Agni series of missile. Now Agni is also surface to surface. It also comes to surface, right? What type of missile? Not short range. It is a medium to long range. Medium to long range missiles. And it uses what? Solid propellant. What it uses? Solid fuel, solid propellant. All stages are solid based. So here, as you know that, Agni 1, 700 kilometers. Agni 2, right? Agni 2, somewhere you will find 1,500 kilometers, but many times you will find 2,000 kilometers. Then Agni 3, 3,000 kilometers. Then Agni 4, 4,000 kilometers. Agni 5, 5,000 kilometers. Now what is very important about here is that now we are developing Agni 5 for MIRV. Recently we are working to develop MIRV. What does the MIRV stands for? MIRV stands for multiple independently re-entry vehicle. Independently re-entry vehicle. What is MIRV? With a single Agni 5, we can have 3 to 10 MIRVs. That means the tip of the missile will carry 3 to 10 weapons. 3 to 10 warheads will be there. So it can drop, when it goes to target, it can not only target one, but also 3 to 10 targets can be destroyed by Agni 5 missile. That is, true sense is ICBM. That is Agni 5 can have 3 to 10 MIRV. What is MIRV? It will carry 3 to 10 weapons which can be dropped to different targets. Let me show you that one. You'll see right now. The concept of MIRV is very, very important. I am discussing in the classroom. Whatever topic I am covering here, they are all important for the examination. And you can see here, I'll show you that what exactly MIRV looks like that. Right, you can see here this one. It will come to your screen there. See, Agni 5 testing that was there, successfully done by DRDO. And right from 2018, you will always find the news is there, right? You'll always find this particular ICBM, indigenous long range Agni 5 missile. Many of the news channel and all, they have done that. You'll find 5,000 kilometer range, you'll find that. And MIRV version there, this has also been developed there. Now you can see here.
Exclusive story in Headlines Today's possession. It's the one weapon that China has openly expressed its anxiety about, and not unfairly at that. It's a nuclear missile singularly pointed at China. You've heard about the Agni 5, but you've never seen it, shrouded as it is in total secrecy. Headlines Today now has exclusive access to the first ever impressions of the Agni 5, India's most ambitious nuclear weapon. This is India's true China killer, the one weapon that can hit the dragon just about anywhere, anytime, and with devastating force. Shrouded in secrecy for years, Headlines Today now brings you exclusive first ever impressions of the Agni 5 ballistic missile. India's most ambitious weapon yet. Nobody has ever seen it before. You are looking at the Agni 5 for the first time here on Headlines Today. Within a year, the Agni 5 will undergo its first trial by fire. With a 6,000 kilometer range, it's no secret who the Agni 5 is targeted at. The missile can smash a nuclear warhead anywhere in China. The Agni 5 is being built with a multiple warhead capability. It will give Indian warfighters supreme targeting flexibility even at enormous intercontinental ranges. With no plans for a true intercontinental range ballistic missile on the ICBM, the Agni 5 will be India's most potent and far-reaching deterrent, a weapon that will give India's adversaries serious pause.
But the future requirements that from anywhere within the country we should be able to cover a large part of the landmass. That Agni 5, 5,000 plus kilometers range missile is already has gone beyond the design drawing boards and onto the material cutting and the subsystem development stage.
With 60% of the missile done, scientists are now busy putting the most critical parts of the Agni 5 in place. Its guidance systems, its airframe, and most important of all, the architecture of its devastating warhead. Remember these images? In a year, India stands to see the real thing. With Shivarur in Delhi, Zakir Jacob, Headlines.
The voice is not good. There is a very old video, 2010 video. What you have seen just now with Agni 5 is a very 2010 video. It's a very old one. The voice was not very clear with the kind of video there. But what is the main point is that this Agni 5 is now being developed not only to go up to 5,000 kilometers, but also MIRV, multiple independently re-entry vehicle. That way it can carry multiple warheads. And 3 to 10 warheads can be carried by a single Agni 5 missile, which will capable to destroy up to that number of targets. Right? So this is now being developed. Agni 6 is also under development phase. Now comes here T-Trishul. Now Trishul missile was developed as a surface to air missile. It was developed as a surface to air missile, right, for Indian Navy. For Indian Navy, the Trishul missile was developed, but now we have retired this missile. It has a range of, here, the operational range was very low, not too much, around 9 kilometers to 10 kilometers there, 11 kilometers maximum, that is a kind of the range was there. But what is the very important, this one, N, Nag. Now Nag is basically anti-tank guided missile. It is a ATGM, which stands for anti-tank guided missile. So it is a third generation, it is called third generation. Fire and forget. It uses the word fire and forget. That means dago or bhul jao. The missile will go and destroy the heavy armored battlefield tank. Third generation fire and forget anti-tank missile. Very important missile which was developed under this program there. Now here you have two aspects of that. Under this Nag you have two aspects. One is called Namika. The land version called as a Namika. Namika stands for Nag Missile Carrier. Nag Missile Carrier. That is a land version where you can carry this particular Namika, where to carry the Nag. And second is Helena. What it stands for helicopter launched Nag. So HAL helicopter, that is a Dhruv helicopter, advanced light helicopter, and another one is a Rudra helicopter. Through that, from air to surface we can launch that. That is a helicopter launched Nag. Right. So that is two version we have developed that. Now what comes here, the last one which comes here, Akash. Akash is a surface to air missile. Like surface to air missile with a range. Here the range is 30 kilometers. Now the second generation of this has been developed there. So now this program which has been successfully completed in terms of having the missiles, but now beyond we have developed now BrahMos cruise missile, Nirbhay cruise missile, lot of missiles have been now developed in India. Now what I'll come across here, isko band kar dijiye. Another very significant development which has happened in the field of missile technology, that is a underwater missile, or what is called submarine launched ballistic missile. There is another landmark development which India has worked to develop there, and it has a lot of importance for India's defense point of view, SLBM. So the two missiles have been developed. Now what is submarine launched ballistic missile? Just imagine that. I'll just draw a diagram here. Let's say this is the enemy territory and is a coastal area. And then you have all the establishment of the enemy in the coastal area, and you have an enemy here. You have an international maritime, right? Let's say is a maritime boundary. Right, international maritime boundary. You can take example of Pakistan in this context. And then you have all the naval warship of Pakistan, let's say Karachi. Just take example of Karachi and all this. And let's say here, underwater you have here a very important submarine what India has built, Arihant. What is Arihant? Arihant is a nuclear powered submarine. India is a nuclear powered submarine. Now Arihant carries two types of ballistic missile. Here we have two types of, one is called K4. K4 missile, it is named after Kalam. K stands for Kalam. Now K4 missile has a range of, here it has a range of this missile, this underwater missile, it has got the range of 3000 kilometers. And second one is the K-15 Sagarika. K-15 Sagarika missile, which has a range of 750 kilometers. So what can be done here is that we can fire, this underwater missile can be fired, right? It can be fired and destroy the enemy warship, right? The Arihant or submarine will be under the water. This is a sea surface, right? It is a surface of the sea. Or it can be fired even to the land side there, right? This is what the such kind of a submarine launched ballistic missile is all about, which I pictorially have explained here. So it has got, so what happens in this case is that SLBM, right, provides, I'm writing a very important word here, second strike capability. What do you mean by second strike capability? If India is having K4 and K-15 missile, what do you mean by second strike capability? What is the meaning that? That is, when attacked, when India is attacked by nuclear weapons, right? Nuclear weapons, Arihant, or let's say this kind of a nuclear powered submarine, Arihant, INS Arihant, can be used to, right, retaliate and attack enemy with the SLBM. That's what the capability comes with. The nuclear weapons carrying K4, K-15 both are carry the nuclear weapons, or nuclear weapons carrying submarine launched ballistic missiles K4 and K-15. Now Arihant can carry here, Arihant can carry 12 in numbers in the Arihant can carry 12 Sagarika K-15 missile and can carry 4 K-4 missile. Imagine that, imagine. If India is attacked with a nuclear bomb, sometimes you know the Pakistan always says that we'll drop the bomb, it always threatens India, right? With a nuke, the nuke warning and all this. Let's say in future, situation arises that India is attacked by nuclear bomb. So you know that Pakistan will be all alert. Pakistan will be all alert because Pakistan will know that India is going to retaliate back and will attack with the the operation will be carried out. So what Pakistan is going to do, will use all radars, everything throughout the borders. So in that context, India has an option that through the Arihant, which will be underwater as a stealth, will not be detected by sonar and all, will remain underwater and can use this underwater missile and can fire to the Karachi. Right, let's say Gujarat border, Gujarat Arabian Sea, 750 kilometer, we can usually use a Sagarika missile. And let's say if the Arihant is there in the Andaman Nicobar, in the Bay of Bengal, so we can also strike to China by using K4. K4 has a range of 3000 kilometers. That means remaining under the ocean in the Bay of Bengal near Andaman water, we can use this underwater K4 missile and can hit the target in China. Now what is called here, such kind of a submarine, right? Like the submarine here, like here, INS Arihant. INS Arihant is called, there is a special name called as a SSBN. You'll come across the word SSBN. What does SSBN stand for? SSBN stands for ship submersible. We can even destroy the ship also there. Ship submersible, nuclear ballistic. SSBN are those type of submarine which can carry the nuclear warhead based SLBM. INS Arihant, INS Arighat are such kind of submarines. They are called SSBN. What does SSBN stands for? Submersible nuclear ballistic. That is a type of submarines, type of advanced submarine which carry which carry SLBM, submarine launched ballistic missile. Those type of submarines which carries submarine launched ballistic missiles carrying nuclear warhead, nuclear weapons, those type of submarines are called SSBN. These are the facts you have to remember, that they are called SSBN, right? So it provides India credible nuclear deterrence. What it provides there? It provides India, right, and provides India, I'm writing in the bracket, provides India with minimum, right, nuclear deterrence, minimum credible nuclear deterrence, See, if you study defense in this way, right, it provides India with the minimum credible nuclear deterrence. The enemy will think twice before thinking of attacking India with a nuclear bomb. If you read in this way, if you study in this way, you will remember what are the first things are there, right? And right, no first use policy there. It's again based on that. You are very right. What is the nuclear doctrine? What is the nuclear doctrine of India? The nuclear doctrine of India is that India maintains the policy of no first use. That means first, India will not attack any country with the nuclear weapons, right? That is called no first use policy. But let's say we are attacked. Let's say India is attacked in future. Then India has a mechanism to retaliate back. What is something called second strike capability, right? And the second strike capability is as per India's nuclear doctrine of no first use policy, right? You are very right there, right? That's what to say. I mentioned that this is the nuclear deterrence, to provide deterrence to the enemy, that they should think twice or thrice before attacking India with nuclear bomb. And the second strike capability here, this one, right, is as per the India's nuclear doctrine of no first use. There you are right. No first use, that's based on that, right? This India's nuclear doctrine, right? India's nuclear doctrine is there that that India is not going to attack any country initially with any nuclear weapon. That is India's nuclear doctrine is what? No first use, right? So that will be maintained through this second strike capability, right? Second strike capability will help India maintain this stand of no first use. And such kind of submarine is called SSBN. Such kind of submarine is called SSBN. Clear there? Alright, so I have covered about the missiles. I have gone into that. Those which are in current, Barak missile or QR-SAM or MR-SAM, Astra, which have come in PIB, which have come in the current news, you will be learning that in PT365 class. See, what is my purpose? That I can teach you some basic areas, some fundamental concept with the keyword and all the facts and everything, and then take you to connect to the current aspect. And I said that from tomorrow, right, from 18th March, your PT365 classes are going to start. And you are going to get the Science and Technology PT65 classes as well. And there in the Science and Technology PT65 class, the document will carry information on the current aspect. And there you get to learn about new missiles like Prahar, Pranash, Astra, right, BrahMos, all this you will be learning that, right? Whatever I have taught in the classroom, you will be able to connect with the defense technology in the PT65. Right? This is the way Vision IS classes are conducted. Clear there? All right. So, yes, one more thing is that I would like to add here that one more thing which I would like to add here. India has attained. Now, let me write this one. With this one, India has attained. Let me write. India has attained. I'm using a very important word here. India has attained nuclear triad. What India has attained with this? Nuclear triad. What is nuclear triad? With this kind of missiles and all, India has attained nuclear triad. What is nuclear triad? That means India can use nuclear weapons on the land, from the land, air, sea also there. That means here all the three: land, air and water. We can use the nuclear weapons from the land also, from the air, like you know the BrahMos missile. I'll give you the example: Agni missile, Prithvi missile. They can carry nuclear weapons. So that is land, Indian Army. Air, Sukhoi, Su-30 MKI, Mirage, Rafale, Tejas. They can carry the missile which can carry nuclear weapons. Like BrahMos missile, cruise missile can be used. And third, water, Dhanush. Dhanush can, that is a ship-based missile. And not only Dhanush, as a Prithvi third ship-based missile, we have also K4 and K15, Sagarika for submarine launch missile. So India has completed triad, nuclear triad, right? No, all INS are not submarines. INS simply means Indian Naval System. You should not get confused by the word INS. I have seen that many times students, they are not aware of the word INS. INS can be ship also, INS can be submarine also. INS simply stand Indian Naval System. It can be Indian Naval ship, right? Let's say warship can be also INS, INS Nilgiri, INS Kolkata. There is also INS word is there. INS can also be used for submarine. Right? For example, I'll give you the example. Even we can use for conventional submarine. Like for example, INS Sindhu Rakshak, INS Sindhu Rakshak, INS Sindhu Ghosh. They are the traditional conventional submarines, not nuclear submarines. So you should not get confused by the word INS. INS is a generic word. INS is a generic word which can be used for ship. It can also be used for submarine, both type of submarines. Conventional submarines, at the same time nuclear submarine. Clear, Meenakshi? INS is a generic word. Right? INS is a generic word there. Clear there? Now what I'll do here, what I have explained here, you all have copied this one? Whatever I'm writing, have you copied that? Do nuclear missiles also have expiry period? Yes. They have the expiry period. Right. That's what they keep a stockpile. Right? We keep a stockpile of the weapons. Right? So they also require some kind of maintenance. And who keeps the command, nuclear command? Nuclear command of India is under the President of India. In Indian Constitution you have studied, President of India is the supreme commander of all military forces. Right? Even the officers who get commissioned, they get the honor, they get the certificate from the President of India. Right? It's all in the name of President of India. Even the India's nuclear command is under the President of India. Right? Okay. What is the range of destruction of modern day nuclear weapons? As in the past they are limited to city like Hiroshima, Nagasaki. It's very, very high. Agni 5. Imagine, Agni 5, 5,000 kilometers. If you take China, China has got Dongfeng, DF. What's the name of the Chinese missile for ICBM? Dongfeng, DEF, Dongfeng 5, Dongfeng 10. China has developed ICBM which can go up to 10,000 kilometers. 10,000 kilometers. USA has got intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, long range missile, which can go 10,000 kilometers. And all they can carry nuclear weapons. Forget about Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Right? Hiroshima, Nagasaki was dropped by a bomber, dropped by a flying aircraft, dropped the 2 bombs. Now missiles are there. By missile we can fire this. The range has gone very high. Okay, anyway, all have copied this one, yes or no? All have copied this? All have copied this? I'm going to discuss something on the whiteboard. Have you all copied it? Yes or no? Have you all copied this one? This part? Guys, reply fast. Have you copied all this? Yes, nuclear weapons can destroy the whole country. Today it is capable. We can destroy the entire country with a nuclear bomb. All right. So now look at here. Now what comes here, when you talk about naval system, right? Now when we talk about naval system, so the naval system here in India carries the different type of warships, then sonar system, sound navigation, ranging system, then we have a torpedo system, we are carrying the missiles also there, then we have submarines also there. Now let us discuss here the naval systems of India. So now look at the naval system here. The first thing what comes in naval system, that is in terms of various type of warships. Indian Navy has got 3 commands: Eastern Command, Western Command and Southern Command. We have 3 commands where we have different types of warships we use there. So let's come to here. The first one called a destroyers. Destroyers are big sized warships which are for combat operation, right? For combat operation, for weapons, it carries a torpedo, helicopter, Chetak helicopter, then guns, radar, sonar, right? Then missiles. These are called destroyers. Let's say here, they are big sized carrying radar. There will be in air surveillance, then underwater sonar, sound navigation ranging. It carries guns, then also it carries torpedo, underwater torpedoes, then it also carries Chetak helicopter. Then missiles. Like for example, we have Kolkata class. Recently has made the news, Kolkata class destroyers. It consists of 3 ships of the same design: INS Kolkata, INS Kochi and INS Chennai. Then second comes here, frigate. You'll come across the word frigate. What is the word here? Frigate. What do you mean by frigate? Frigate here means frigates are, they are small size. They are small sized, fast attack. They are fast attack. Fast attack, right, with stealth guided missile. Fast attack with stealth, not easily detected by radar system. Stealth guided missiles. Frigates are small size, fast attack with stealth guided missile warships there, right? There warship there which are small size, fast attack with stealth guided missile with high maneuverability, which can maneuver, right? Can go very, very fast. Now example here, let's say Talwar class. Talwar class frigate. INS Talwar, INS Tabar, INS Teg, INS Tarkash, INS Trikhand, INS Trishul, 6 of them. Right? UPSC will not ask you the fact, not the name. I'm just giving you the name there. Right? They are called frigates there. Then apart from frigates, what comes the third one is the corvette. You'll come across the word corvette. Another type of warship word called corvette. What is corvette there? Corvette is basically, they are for anti-submarine warfare. They have advanced kind of sonar system, sound navigation and system there which can detect underwater submarines. They used to detect and destroy, neutralize the submarines, underwater submarine. That is called corvette. Anti-submarine warfare ship to detect and destroy, right, submarines. They are called corvette. Let me give you example here. For example, we have a shipbuilding company in India, GRAC in Kolkata, Garden Rich Shipbuilders Engineers Limited, which build corvettes. Hindustan Shipyard Limited in Visakhapatnam, they build a ship. Kochi Shipyard Limited in Kerala builds a ship there. So now here, the example here, INS Kamota, INS Kavarati, right? All these are example of corvettes. Then now comes the fourth one, which is the biggest in the size, what is called here aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier. Right, aircraft carrier, which has a dock with a runway, right? So it's the biggest. It's the biggest warship with runway on the dock, carrying fighter jets, fighter crafts, helicopters, so they can take off and land. The helicopters and the fighter crafts can take off, can jump and can also land there. And presently we are having one, what is called INS Vikramaditya. INS Vikramaditya, which we have purchased from Russia. It is original name is called Admiral Gorshkov, Gorshkov, which has been renamed as INS Vikramaditya after the name of Chandragupta II Vikramaditya, which had a naval fleet. Navy was there, right? Now we had a retired, decommissioned INS Vikrant. Vikrant was bought from Navy, Royal Navy, England. And very recently INS Virat, another aircraft carrier which we have decommissioned is INS Virat. Now INS Vikrant played a very important role during the Indo-Pak War in 1971. I think you all have watched this movie Ghazi Attack. In the Ghazi Attack, where the PNS Ghazi, Pakistan had a fast attack submarine called Ghazi. So from Chittagong port, in that time it was a part of East Pakistan. This Ghazi was sent under the Bay of Bengal to attack INS Vikrant, which was positioned in Visakhapatnam, in Andhra Pradesh, right? And if you have seen this another movie called Raji, where Alia Bhatt plays the role of Sehmat, an Indian spy who was married to the son of the general of Pakistan Army, right? That was a role. The husband of Alia Bhatt was played by Vicky Kaushal. And if you see that movie Raji, where Alia Bhatt as an Indian spy, she finds out the plot. They are sending the submarine to attack the Vikrant. So INS Vikrant was decommissioned in the year 1997. We have decommissioned in 1997. And the same scrap of Vikrant, we have a Bajaj bike, the pride of India. You have seen that Bajaj company. Bajaj company has come out with a bike called Vikrant. So the Vikrant bike of Bajaj is basically made from the iron scrap of the INS Vikrant, which was decommissioned in 1997. Now we are building a new Vikrant in Kochi Shipyard Limited. We are now constructing double the size, bigger the earlier Vikrant. We are having now new Vikrant constructed in Kochi Shipyard Limited in Kerala. Right? We are making that. Then what comes the next one? Next comes here submarines. The next comes in terms of is the submarines there. Right? Indian Navy having the submarines. Now if you take submarines, it can be classified into two types. One is diesel powered submarine, right? And in India, such kind of conventional submarines we have bought from Russia. From Russia, right, they are 13 in number. The 13 such conventional submarines have been leased and purchased from Russia, but now they have become very, very old. And they are prefixed with Sindhu. INS Sindhu Rakshak, which is destroyed in fire. There was a fire and it got destroyed. INS Sindhu Ghosh, it also met with accident, right? Sindhu Durg, Sindhu Kriti, Sindhu Kesari, 13 of them are there, right? So they belong to the diesel powered. Now, recently from France, India has now purchased Scorpion class submarine. Scorpion class, right? Scorpion class submarine from France is again diesel powered. But what is very unique about Scorpion class is that, so there is a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, between a company, Indian company called MDL in Mumbai, Mazgaon Dock Limited, and the French company. The name of the French company is the Naval Group, which was earlier called as DCNS. What was called as earlier name? DCNS. To build 6 Scorpion. There is 6 Scorpion submarines. I'll give the names of those submarines also. 6 Scorpion submarines. What are their names? Their names are following. First was Kalvari, INS Kalvari. Then INS Khanderi, named after Shivaji's fort. Then INS Karanj. Right? Now INS Vela, INS Vagir, and then INS Vakshir. These are the 6 Scorpion class submarines which the French company, Naval Group or DCNS, and Mazgaon Dock Limited in India were building the more advanced kind of a diesel powered submarine. Now what are the features here? It is a fast attack submarine. As I said, during the 1971 war, at that time India didn't have fast submarine. We had the Russian conventional submarine. But Pakistan had that Ghazi, PNS Ghazi, right? So now we are trying to get the more advanced submarine, Scorpion class submarine from France. Now feature is that it is a fast attack submarine. It moves very, very fast under the sea and ocean there. Then it has got another feature is that it has got air independent. It's a very, very important system there. It has come in the PIB also, air independent, right, propulsion system there. AIPS, it is called AIPS. I'll make you understand what is this AIPS. It uses fuel cell technology, hydrogen fuel cell. It works with fuel cells. See, generally, if you have a submarine working with diesel, let's say diesel car. If you have a car which is a diesel car, so diesel need to be burnt, combustion. You require oxygen for that air. So what the car does, the engine takes the air and the mix with the diesel and the burn it, right? Now submarine, now imagine submarines. You have a submarine which is diesel powered. So now diesel powered submarine will also require air and oxygen to burn the diesel to get the electricity, which can be used, charge of the battery, which can work the submarine, which can be used for working of submarine. Now for taking the air, the submarine has to come to the air, come to the surface. And that time it can be discovered or detected by enemy that there is a submarine underwater, right? Now this Scorpion class has got AIPS, air independent propulsion system. What is this? It uses hydrogen fuel cell. It uses fuel cell technology, where the requirement of air is minimized, requirement of oxygen is minimized. What happens there? Water, H2O, is split into hydrogen and oxygen, right? And that oxygen can be used for burning of diesel, and whatever electricity generated stored in the battery. The submarine batteries, they're charged up. Did you understand what is fuel cell technology? It breaks the water into H and O, and that oxygen which you get from that technology, that will be used for burning. What does that mean? Scorpion class submarine can remain underwater, under sea and ocean for a long time. It can remain under the ocean for a long time, right? So we have now 6 Scorpion class. Now second comes here, nuclear powered submarine, which I have discussed, that Arihat, right? Now nuclear powered submarines. So first initially we bought from Russia. From Russia we bought that, what is called as a INS Chakra. We have given the name Chakra 1. We have INS Chakra 1 and then INS Chakra 2. That is a Russian name what is called Akulya class, Russia's Akulya class and Charlie class. Akulya class or Charlie class Russian submarine, Russian nuclear submarine, nuclear powered submarine, Chakra 1 and Chakra 2, Akulya and Charlie class 1. And the Charlie class Chakra 2 has been indigenized as Arihant. And now from India has taken the technology of the Russian nuclear submarine and we have now created Arihant. INS Arihant, then INS Arighat. Ari means enemy. INS Aridman. These all are nuclear powered submarine. Now here Arihant, it uses 85 megawatt right pressurized water reactor PWR, right, developed by BARC. Bhabha Atomic Research Center has developed by Bhabha Atomic Research Center. This 85 megawatt electricity pressurized water reactor was developed by BARC, which uses enriched 35% to 40% enriched uranium. Enriched uranium is used there. This pressurized water reactor built by BARC which generates 85 megawatt uses 35 to 40% enriched uranium 235. Right? And I have already mentioned that we have K4 and K15 Sagarika missiles and it provides India's second strike capability. Arihant is also called SSBN, Ship Submersible Ballistic Missile, carrying such kind of missile there. Now this project of Scorpion class is also called as Project 75I. What is the name of the project of Scorpion class submarine? Project 75I. You will be studying this one in your current affairs class and PD 365 class also there. Project 75I for Scorpion class submarine. But again remember that Scorpion class submarine is diesel powered. Scorpion class submarine is a diesel powered, not nuclear powered. Is a diesel powered. All right? Clear there? Okay, Venkat Satish Ganji is asking me to slow down. Okay, not a problem there. I have written on the whiteboard, please copy that. I'll take extra class, not a problem there. Please copy this one. Submarine part. Is it clear here? Satish Ganji, is it clear to you? What is your name, complete name? I can read your name, Ganji Venkat, Venkat Satish. Yes, Venkat Satish. Don't worry, I'll take extra class. I'll end the class also there. Okay, below Arighat is Aridman. Aridman, A-R-I-D-H-M-A-N. A-R-I-D-H-M-A-N, Aridman. A-R-I-D-H-M-A-N, Aridman. Arihant, Arighat, Aridman. A-R-I-D-H, yeah, right, A-M-N, yeah, right, Rahul is right. Aridman. Achha, Venkat is from NISCS. Okay, great. That's right. I'll slow down there, don't worry. We'll take extra class, not a problem. But please write this one. Naval system, what I discussed. All these are facts. Project 75I, that is a diesel powered submarine of France, Majgaon Dock Limited and Naval Group, French company, and 6 Kalvari, Khanderi, Karanj, Vela, Vagir and Vakshir. We are developing under Make in India program, and they're basically fast track submarine and it uses air independent propulsion system. That means it uses a fuel cell technology to burn the diesel so that it can remain for a long time underwater. Right? And now Arihant and all these are nuclear powered submarine, pressurized water reactor developed by BARC, which uses 35% to 40% enriched uranium. It can remain for a long time, and I have already said it uses K4, K15 Sagarika missiles and such kind of Arihant and Arighat nuclear powered submarine are called SSBN. Right? Please copy this one. Okay. Yes, hello Venkat. Good to see you there. I'm very good that. So Venkat Satish, which institute you have taken the class? Like in Hyderabad, I have taught with a number of institute there. I don't know which coaching institute you took my class. Yeah, Venkat, which institute you took my class? I've been going to Hyderabad for a long time, like teaching a number of institute there. So I don't know which institute you have attended there. The pride of India, that is Vikrant. 1971 war, and we decommissioned in 1997. Now new Vikrant is being constructed in Kochi Shipyard Limited. Okay, I got that. Okay, thank you, Venkat. Thank you, Venkat. Acha, you were in the boys' college. Venkat, you were in the boys' college? There in the graduation time, in the boys' college? You were doing the degree college, right? Yes. Okay, I am now getting the request to end the class. All right. At the last, I was a bit speed up. I thought like in the last I can cover the part of it, so that's what I speeded up. Don't worry. I'll again revise it in the next class. Don't worry, right? Next class again I'll revise it. Don't worry about it. I speeded up. I thought I will be able to do this. At least I have given you the points. I have given you the summarized points in the form of flowchart, right, on the whiteboard, which you can copy this, right? And we will carry on with the discussion in the next class. Our next class will be the other part, aircraft, helicopters, right, drone, unmanned aerial vehicles, drone and all, we will discuss that, and then we'll go to renewable power, renewable energy, and all those areas there. All right. Shall we end the class? No, Taruna, don't worry. Taruna says that to complete the class. No, we'll continue the next class. Don't worry. Now let's look at into the homework assignment there. The homework assignment is that discuss achievements of DRDO with examples. So the question for your homework is that discuss achievements of DRDO with examples. You take few examples. Highlight issues, I am giving the word issues and concerns with respect to development of indigenous defense technology in India. Technologies in India. So I have given two parts in the question. You have to write in 150 to 200 words. Ten marks question as your homework assignment. Let me just read out the question now. Your homework assignment question is that discuss achievements of DRDO with few examples. And second part of the question is highlight issues and concerns with respect to development of indigenous defense technologies in India. You have to write in the second part what are the issues and concerns with development of indigenous defense technology in India. You have to highlight that part. You have to answer in 150 to 200 words, 10 marks question. So we'll end up the class here, and okay, not a problem there. I will continue in the next class. I thought like I can take some extra time, 15-20 minutes extra time to take at least one document there. Not a problem. We will continue the next class there. but I don't want to put you under pressure there, right? But yes, my humble request to everyone is that whatever I'm writing on the whiteboard, please copy that, because I'm bringing about some important topics for the coming exam, and they are very, very important. This might be a question in the exam. Related to submarine and the warships, you could get question in the examination. Right? Whatever I've discussed in today's class, again, very important for upcoming exam there. Right? So anyway, since 5 o'clock there is another class, so I have to end this class, because the same venue, there will be another teacher who will take the class at 5 o'clock. So I have to end the class here. So we'll continue in the next class there. All right? I thank you a lot. Thanks a lot, because I thank you everyone for your motivation, for your support, that you guys are coming to the live class and attending this class is a big thing. So please keep on doing that. All right? Thank you everyone. Thank you.